I'm going to tell you what happened.
I'm gonna tell you. I think it was Monday. I was like, you want to go tonight? You're like, no, buddy, I didn't go.
Yeah, I was like, tonight, what are you doing, man? I got work, right?
I was like, let's go, man. Let's go. I was like, YOLO, Tika. Let's go Vegas. What?
Next week's Easter Monday. You free? You're like, yeah. I was like, interesting. Okay.
I just feel like, it's the year, isn't it? We're landing, we're growing, collabing. Do this, baby.
No. BBC. Berkshire or Berkshire. Apparently, got that wrong.
Why
Sorry.
do you keep getting it wrong? Berkshire. Radio Berkshire. Say it properly. Radio Berkshire. I mean, you're the guy who says bath and grass, and you can't say Berkshire. Come on, man.
I code switch. Okay, I code switch. It was good. Thank you for having us. Very good. If you guys want to check it out, go onto our Instagram, go onto our link tree, whatever you want to call it. Click on the link in our bio, and it's all there. What's up, people? Welcome to this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast. We are doing a re-record, aren't we, Doctor? Because we have now migrated to a new platform
Begrudgingly.
of audio recording. I can now see you in 4K.
That's... How does it feel?
Clear.
Good clear, bad clear?
I can see your greys so clear.
I know, chitty that clear. Yeah, this is one thing that really annoys Interviewed. Every time he's close to me, like really close,
painful.
He's like, can Budgie, only time he uses Budgie, can I just pluck them out? And I'm like,
please, Budgie, please. Humble Benty, humble Benty.
ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪੋਡਕਾਸਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੀ ਕੇਸ ਕੱਢੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਓਕੇ ਵੈਰੀ ਗੁੱਡ ਪੁੱਤ
It's okay.
You're like ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
Let me do it, man.
You like they were going to fall out. I'm just helping on the journey.
It's exactly that.
ਬਸ ਇਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ.
That is precisely what I'm thinking.
Right, so I'm in 4K. We're doing the rerun. Now, what I want to know, Interviewed, because I mean, in Indy has a geography degree.
I do.
That's important to the story.
With business management is also very important. Add that.
You never tell that bit. I didn't know that till right now.
With business management. Yeah.
Oh, that changes things, man.
75% geography, 25% business, 6 modules geography, 2 modules business a year. Yeah.
I literally thought you just went to color maps in. And I think everybody, that comment, we did the drunk unks.
Yeah.
And they were like, geography killed people. And they were like, my God, geography.
Yeah.
But then there was a guy, you found your twin or clone or something. He was like, is this directed at me?
Yes, I did.
You were like, we're on the same course.
And then somebody was like, had a random ghost account with bare letters saying all these things. And I was like, is this my burner account? Like, what's going on here?
Right. So why did I mention that? Because in the geography degree, there is a geological phenomenon known as a volcano. Indavid could be described as a volcano. He is dormant for most periods of the thing. But when he erupts, it is a sight to be seen. Am I wrong, Indavid?
Mate, Tarti Hildi. That's what it is.
Tarti Hildi. Jad Indavid uthda.
You know how people have like a red myth?
Indavid shit karda tarti.
You know how people have a red myth and they see red? I fully see red. Like, there is nothing else around me. It is just the color red. And I am unreasonable. I am difficult. And I will not stop until you have acknowledged your fuck up.
He's petty. He's bitter. He's
so bad.
He's ruthless, so right? So to give you an idea, like behind the scenes, although I deal with the finance, as in I make spreadsheets and tell Indy how much we pay for things.
Yes, you do.
He deals with the actual vendors. And part of that comes when they mess up, like Riverside did last week. I was just thinking about the rage he would unleash, the wrath. Think of like Magneto throwing all the iron and the loha, at them and ta. Tell us.
These cheeky bande, right? Here we go. They sit there and say, right. Oh, it's because your system was crashing when it was recording. I said, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, right? Then they said, you might want to reset your cache settings and clear your cache settings in your browser. And I thought, what kind of shit IT support is this? Fantastic. Great advice. Then they said,
that is the standard advice I hear. Yes. Cookies and cache for like every, delete kar do, na, phir sab kuch theek ho jana.
Hence why you saw me log into everything again today, right?
I didn't know you did that.
All the accounts.
Because all the passwords are gone.
Yeah, exactly. So it cleared everything. So great. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Then they said, we looked at the crash logs and it says you're only using 4 cores And I said, I don't even know what this means. What?
English of all.
So I sent them the spec of the Mac. I said, this is the spec of the Mac that I bought. They said, oh, this has 8 cores. I said, so what's the problem? Then I looked into my computer again. Turns out I have 4. I thought, okay, fine. I've got 4 cores. They said, well, Riverside as a system is starting to upgrade more and more. And now they're saying, okay, you need 8 cores to run this smoothly. Otherwise, you might want to downgrade your setup. And I thought, no, I'm not downgrading my setup. So they're leaving with the option of either buy a new laptop or just take your camera down and use a little one. And I thought, no, I'm not doing that. So we've left, and now we've gone to a new platform. And they're going to be cancelled if this recording goes well today.
Cancel them, Indy. You do it, man. You tell them.
Horrible.
This is like, make a reel out of this to our editors. Make a reel.
I'm not making a reel out of this.
Just galsam.
I'm never doing that.
Tika for galsam. It's funny, right? Do you know The Office, when Dwight goes to the mall and he does that Pretty Woman and he goes, you lost big, and he walks, he storms out. This is your moment to do that. It's a Pretty Woman moment. This is your Pretty Woman moment. That's it.
I've had it. I feel good.
You've had it. You feel good? Feel rectified?
Feel great.
Is the volcano again dormant?
Yeah, why not?
Until tomorrow morning when he needs a number 2, a barapashab.
Listen, barapashab tomorrow is happening at work, which is why I'm like, can we not do the pod late today? But you did do it late today, so thank you.
Sorry, what? It's happening at work?
So listen, when I need to go to the toilet, it's about like 9-10 o'clock, yeah? Either that's at home or it's in the office.
I understand what you're saying. No, okay, I understand what you're saying. But it's made it sound like you reserve your barapashab specifically for the office. You're like, I don't want to do my toilet.
I get ready in 20 minutes in the morning and I'm out the door. That's it. Yeah.
But for you, obviously, it's post-coffee, isn't it? That's your trigger, isn't it?
It's post-hydration.
It's not just coffee? Okay.
No, it's Barney and coffee, like, simultaneously.
Because fair enough. On the holiday, when we were in Naples, it seemed like it was a post-coffee you'd run.
It's like movement, Barney, coffee, and cereal. That's the pipe cleaners. There you go.
The pipe cleaners. It's not the pipes you do, isn't it? Whether it's breast pipes or your intestinal pipes. You're obsessed with safai, aren't you? Safai honi chahiye.
Yes.
Emptying, specifically emptying of the pipes.
Everything's off.
Do you ever watch that thing? I don't know which show he's on. It's one of those kind of, not panorama. There's like a panorama version for like health stuff. Horizon, I think it's called, something like that on BBC.
Okay.
Actually, no, you might probably seen this one. Ramesh and the other Gora, who's the comedian with the big teeth.
Rob Beckett,
right. They did this thing.
Oh, you got to say his big teeth and everyone knows who you're about.
That's it, Rob, right? So they went to America and I think they did this bowel irrigation thing.
Right.
Basically, it was just enemas, right? To make you dirty. I may get you that as a birthday present.
Was it hydrotherapy?
No, it wasn't hydrotherapy. It was bowel irrigation.
No, I don't think anyone needs that, man.
You would enjoy it.
No, Karan, I've had an enema. It's not pleasant.
No, I said like enema. It's not a enema. It's not medical. As in, it's not like we're in a hospital. This is sophisticated. You go to a clinic. Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, experience hoga. We'll make a challenge video. Everybody, viewers, if you want to see it.
What did you call it? I think I remember the first time I told you that. You said, yo, that's like putting a pataka up your chitter, man.
Yeah. Dynamite. Yeah.
Dynamite. That's it. Dynamite.
That's it. It literally is that, man. So yeah, here we are.
There we go. Here we are. Rewind. Chalo, give me my jingle bell.
Just before that, one shout out.
Oh, what a teaser.
One shout out. Give a shout out to my mate, my very good friend, very old. She's not old, but our friendship is old. Friend Pooja from Canada. So in this last week, we obviously released the podcast and we talked about the body parts, Indy. And what do people keep messaging me? Oh my God, you didn't know what an elbow was? Kuni. It's a kuni. How could you not know?
Wow.
So, yeah, right? Do you know what I mean? So we had comments, we had Bobby Chacha messaging us. So I think
I feel good now. I feel good about my lack of Punjabi now. Because, my bar is so low. If I say one word, they're like, yes, Indy. But if you get it wrong, they're like, okay.
So Pooja messaged me. She WhatsApped me, right? And she's like, it's Kuni, like, how do you know? She's a GP, right? GP equivalent. And I'm like, I did this to you sometimes where I write like one word at a time for effect, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I am not a freshie. Right? It's funny because obviously med school, that's what she thought. She's even gone as far to say that she thinks I think in Punjabi.
No.
And I was like, yeah, no. But
no, my internal dialect is not Punjabi. My internal voice is like in English, saying, "What are you doing?" Yeah.
You or me?
Me and you. Yours is English too.
Yeah, we McKenna. So, but yeah, thank you to everyone who knew the correct word. And if you know the shapes, tell us that as well. I still don't know the shapes. I didn't look it up. But I'll tell you what's funny. You know that book you got that your father-in-law got
for his grandsons. Yeah.
I think you gave me a copy. Did you give me a copy?
No, I didn't give you a copy.
Wait there.
I had 2 copies to recap people. 2 copies were left here. One was for one sister-in-law, one for the other sister-in-law because they've got kids. My father-in-law went to India. Yeah, same book, exactly same book, same kitab. Yep.
Are you sure you didn't give it to me then? Why have I got one?
No, I didn't give it to you. I don't know where that came from, but I didn't give it to you. I've got my copy over here still. I need to give it to my nephew.
Okay, so I was just going through this. I was holding EK the other day. She's sleeping on me, and I was just hovering around there and looking.
You were sitting there like, for a while. This sounds familiar.
But I got some. Some words are just literally what they are, but just like, sometimes we think that, oh, you don't know the word, so you just can Punjabiify it, but there must be a real word for it.
Yeah.
So, tomato.
Yeah, tomatorrrr. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but everyone's before I read that, I was like, oh no, that's just you just English-fied it. It's not the real word. There must be like a real.
That's the real word.
Right. Another one, which I thought was interesting, was
dolt. That's another one. Dolt.
Jug.
Yeah.
Jug. It's actually jug, and I was like,
is it okay? Is it car as well?
No, car's gaddi, bro.
No, I'm sure car. I think it is. It might be. In some of the Punjabi textbooks, I remember it being car.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I thought it was interesting. Tomato and jug are just basically what they are. And as we learned in the avocado is avocado. Now, what's bloody not helpful is you can see at the bottom here, they've got shapes, right? But just in English. I was like, well, I know the English. Is the Punjabi get here?
Yeah.
Bloody.
Inside the book?
No, it's not inside the book. Man, I looked for it. It's not there.
So why have I got it in mine and you haven't got it in yours?
You got the advanced version. Mera purana copy hai na fir.
I got the new edition.
2.0.
Yes. 2.0 edition.
Confessions of Brown Monday.
Right, you got a chance to tell your story from last week and make it better. So
it's already good.
Godspeed, child. Godspeed.
I told it to Shindy. She's like, yeah, that's quite funny. So what happened? We were attending our first set of wedding events with a baby. This is no small feat in the Veer. There is so much planning required. You have to coordinate. Tu tiyar ho ja, main tiyar ho na. The baby nu tiyar karde hain, but we have to make sure that it's at the last minute so she doesn't ulti on something, doesn't do ulti on herself, doesn't do ulti on us, doesn't do potty. She's got this new thing at the moment where she's fine, gets in that car seat. I was like, what the?
I've been told by a special someone
You've been
that she relieves herself in the same way you do.
You what? What the hell? Well, you've been told, me and Shindy's told you, but what the hell are you referring to?
When she goes for number 2, apparently Eka makes the same expression as you do.
Okay, I know what Shindy's referencing. Okay, this is very highly personal stuff, right? But, it's a podcast and ਸਾਰੇ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਹੋਣ so ਉਹ ਵੀ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ sometimes ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਪਛਾਣ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਆਂਸੂ ਨਿਕਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ.
You have a tear come out your eye.
Yes. And obviously it's not because I'm sad. And the thing is, it's not because I'm not straining. It's not that either. It's just and she has the same thing. She will cry a bit sometimes, but she's not crying. It's just like a tear will come out. And I'm like, Shindy's like, oh, she does it like you. Yeah,
tear of relief.
Yeah.
What I want to know is why you told Shindy that.
I didn't tell Shindy that. She's seen it.
She's seen you have a tear down your eye when you're going for it.
So let's let people into something else now. So Indy feels very, very particular.
Yes,
Sanj cannot be in said space when number 2 is occurring. No. Now, just to be clear, it's not that Shindy is watching or viewing. It's not a viewing party on number 2.
She's sitting there like,
Come on, man. Get it out. Go on, gosh, big one.
What do you want? Encouragement?
No, it's not that. She's obviously going in and out, getting some on, whatever she might be doing. You've seen our bathrooms, like there's stuff, you know, I mean, someone could shower in there, whatever, have ball bath, Joey Kadna. But Indavid is very particular. So Sanj may asked a very sensible question. When you are of child,
yes,
then
child's fine.
Because they don't have conscious awareness of
because they'll have no memory of it. I feel, yeah.
Okay, let's go deeper with that. So the concern you have about Sanj being in there, like remember, she's not coming to watch. She's just going in and out to do her business. It
still counts. No, I can't do
it. Yeah, you know, I understand that, but I'm trying to understand what's the concern. If you said the concern then for the baby is no memory, what is it you're scared? Will Sanj be scarred by seeing what you do in there? Like, what was the...
I think a part of it for me is like, it's a very private thing that I'm doing, you know? And I'm in a very vulnerable moment. I can't move much. I'm kind of straining. It's not pleasant to look at me, so don't look at me. I don't look at myself.
Do you know what I'm thinking here? I'm thinking white chicks... lactose intolerant scene when he's in the bathroom.
Oh god!
He's like, "I'm fine." And he's like going to let down. Because I know you're like,
you have to have done, Mister. Oh, I'm desi, but I'm lactose intolerant. Yeah,
but you're generally you can't have anything. You're IBS, so
no, I can have dud.
I can have it. I can have dud.
I can have all the dud. I'm okay.
All right, big man. And has this ever happened, or is it just, you know, you've been together a long time now?
Has what ever happened? Be more specific.
Has there been exchange?
No, never.
So you're in there, lock.
Yep.
What if Sanj is in there?
What do you mean? What if she's in there? I wouldn't go in.
So as in, yeah, exactly. So you respect. It's the same. You reciprocate. If you need something, you just wait.
If she's going for number 2, the door's locked. If she's not, then fine. I can go and clean my teeth and whatever. It's cool.
But does Sanj mind you going in? That's what I'm asking.
Never asked.
Is she over there? Is that where you're looking?
I'm looking now, but I think
is she over there?
I think she's busy. Yeah.
But she is over there.
She is in the other room. Yes.
Gotcha. Cool. Fine. Interesting.
Because we have rooms now. You know.
Right, big man. Big man with a mortgage.
Yeah, boy.
Mortgage. What did I teach you? What does the word mortgage mean in the vid?
Debt.
Till death.
Till
Not
death.
Death. Mar gaya.
Yeah.
That's what it means. You paying that bill till tu mar gaya, and then that's it. But no, hopefully your mortgage is paid off by then. So yeah, to enjoy kari, huh? When you get to 75, put the life enjoy kari, huh? I'm free ho gaya.
35-year mortgage.
Oh, he's gonna. Oh man, when we start getting paid for this podcast, huh? I'm going to be there like, oh, Indy, you know, मैं Aston Martin थी. I said, Indy, तू की कितना? मैं mortgage payment की थी. Yeah.
I'm going to have a mortgage party after I paid it off. Watch.
I think people do that.
Oh, mate, I'm fully doing it. But what I'm going to say to people now, a small call to action. If we have made you laugh in this first 17 minutes and 41 seconds of the podcast, could you kindly share this with a friend? I never ask you guys to do this. It's been a very long time. But what I've learned from listening to many podcasts is all the growth hacking you can do, all the thumbnailing, all the titling. It's all minimal. It just depends on you guys sharing it, really. So if you feel like you chuckled and it's a major day talking about stupidness, share it with someone else. Maybe they'll have a bright spark to their day too, because we all have tough lives, and you want a bit of a nice chuckle. Thank you. Back to the regular scheduled proceedings.
Okay, from that I might to understand if we use the Pareto principle here, is that the 80% and everything else we're doing is 20% stuff?
What's the 80%? Asking people to share?
Yeah.
No.
Is that what what's in that, the 80-20 principle, that gives you growth?
I don't fully believe the 80-20 principle personally, but okay.
Okay. With anything or just with what we're talking about?
With anything. I don't think it's
okay, but you understand the gist of what I'm saying. So what gives you the biggest...
I understand the gist of it, but I'm still learning this whole YouTube podcasting. And what I've been told is that is one of the key factors.
You being told means Chris Williamson's told you, right? Is it?
No, it means that I've read it online.
It's Chris. Oh, Chris,
listen. I've read it in a few blogs as well. And they're like, yeah, it's partially true.
Okay.
So I thought, all right, cheers. Because it's like if somebody new starts up a podcast with a big following of some sort, and they're quite vocal or they're very good at speaking in general, it'll be easier for them to get traction and grow probably potentially quicker because they'll have a good starting base audience. We started from wives and family. There you go. That's what happened. Our wives and family were listening. And then gradually people started listening on top of that, which is lovely.
Very nice message came in today, didn't it?
It did. I've got all these bloody machar coming around the house now. Anyway.
The lights.
Carry on about Ekem going to the toilet in the car.
So, so you're saying wedding planning, right? And so trying to organize and optimize. Although I had a reflection today, didn't I? That I told you. Did I tell you on the phone?
You can over-optimize, can't you, Karan?
You can, right? You can sub-niche optimize, and that can then add unnecessary complexity to your life. There is a balance, right?
Give me an example.
Can't think of an example. There was something I was thinking about at the time when I told you. But what I will say is, even though that's true, I don't give that as advice to people because most people I see aren't even near that level. Like you're just so disorganized that don't worry about the complexity.
Any optimization will help.
Is good for you. Yeah, exactly. When you get to that niche level, then come in a conversation, and then I can tell you that what
of course.
Tika. Yes. So Shini's in Surrey at this point. She's coming back the next day. We're getting ahead of the schedule. She's commuting back. Do ghante in the gaddi. Rings me and she's like, right, let's decide on the kapre.
Yes.
That Ekam's going to wear. I'm like, okay, fine. So I've already laid them all out on her cot, which is next door. And I've sent a video yesterday, like, angles and everything. You'd be proud. Like I was doing all the angles, talking as I went along, like a proper voiceover because, I'm a podcaster, right? So I was like, I've given you all the information. What more could you need? Obviously, Shindi's not reviewed the video.
Of course she hasn't.
Yeah. Well, maybe she has. And she's
busy,
nappies, doing real work. Yeah. And so she's like, just describe it to me. I was like, huh? Okay.
that trouble there. Huh?
Yeah. It's like, you know me, innit? Like, I'm Mr. Confident, right? You see me teach. You see me do speeches. Like,
yeah, jazz maybe your way through that one, son. Go on.
Exactly. I'm a performer, right? But I felt the same kind of fear come through my body, like being in an OSCE. OSCE is like a medical examination where you're doing something live with someone rather than like a written paper. Indy sees me teach this to people and, you see them, they complete shit themselves. And I was like, oh my God, this is like one of the hardest things. As a man, it's so hard to describe kapre. And as we discussed last week in the video, I am not into fashion as you, so I don't know the correct descriptive terms for certain things. So then I have to invent terms based on my reference points.
What terms were invented, Doctor?
So I'm laughing now because I remember the conversation we had last week. This is good because I told Shindy about it. We'll do it again now. So first dress was basically tartan. So I was like, Scottish tartan. It's a Scottish dress. Shortbread. Right? And then, you were like, shortbread. Basically, shortbread that dabba is basically this dress. And shortbread are deadly, man. They're so deadly.
So good.
They're so deadly. Yeah, and you don't think of shortbread. They are like, I think Shindy's here. Shindy, are you here? Shindy is here. We're just talking about me describing dresses.
It's like crack.
And the shortbread. Remember the shortbread, the tartan? Yeah, she's laughing. Yeah. We're doing last week's episode again because Chaliani.
You got to keep telling people this, Karan. You got to keep telling the audience.
Well, they don't know.
Well, they know now.
Are you going now, love? I love you.
Wow.
Yes. ਏਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂਜੀ darling. You're darling.
Oh, the fear in his eyes.
Sorry, what you?
Oh, the fear.
Yeah,
he's currently being told off by his wife.
No, I'm not. See, this is actually brownie points. Shindy needs nappies for downstairs. I've already pre-thought this. It's in Bay 1, which is what we call our window. Bay 1, Bay 2, Bay 3. And she's like, you're such an amazing husband. Thank you very much.
She didn't say those words.
You don't need more than 4 now, do you?
She just looked at you.
Don't sign me, woman. She loves
so
me.
Much for love you.
Love kar diya. What were we discussing? The description. So the shortbread, right? Yeah, the shortbread are so
swad is the word.
Yeah, no, not that. They don't give a shit. I'll tell you what I mean by that, right? They don't pretend to hide the sugar.
No.
It's coded. You can see it. You know how bad this shit is. They're like, I know you're gonna eat me.
Do you know what I'd like to know?
How it would taste. Aja manu khaja. That's the marketing. That should be the marketing. Aja manu khaja.
I'd like to know how shortbread would taste without the sugar on top. I assume it's made with a lot of butter.
Butter.
So how would it taste without the sugar?
Nanga. It tastes nanga. That's what it tastes.
Okay, it tastes alright though.
Yeah, we're still gonna eat it. Now, one thing I only learned very recently in the video. You open that dabba and there are many different shapes. None of which we know in Punjabi, right? But there are many different shapes. Tika?
Christmas tree, gaddi,
fan, dove, rectangle, square,
shell. One of them's like a seashell. Yeah.
They're all the same flavor. Now, when I was young, I thought different shape, different taste. And then the thing is, because you're telling your brain, then you convince yourself like, yeah, this one's really good.
This one
and I was looking at you, was like, they're all the same, mate. So, yeah. So
what you want is the weight differential. You want to weigh out each individual shape, find out which one weighs the most.
Right.
So you're getting the max cookie return on your chosen biscuit.
The ROI. You're talking about the ROI, yeah?
Yeah, man. You got to get the max ROI at the biscuit.
And they call me the optimizer, right?
Yes.
Interview something.
These are the thoughts I have sometimes. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, Mr. Geography. That's what you did in your degree, Anna.
Thank you.
What about if I did this and then I did this and I'm a volcano? Anyway, so that was the tartan dress. And so Shindy got that one. I was like, yes, get in, one down. Yes. Because I didn't have to then further describe. You know, like if she'd come back and was like, what you on about? Or which one's that? Use more descriptive terms. I was like, nope, done. Right. Then there was this white dress. Okay. The only descriptive term I could use is Victorian paande si na? Victorian dress. Oh, your type.
Victorian dress.
Pause. Yep, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Get in, 2 for 2, son. Right? Then there were a couple others which were like brightly colored. Only one of them, very easy. Oh, this, Tiga. Then it came to this one, which is really nice. But I was looking at it and she thought the phone had cut because I wasn't speaking. I was like, I'm just trying to...
Actually,
I'm trying to think of what is the... And basically, the only thing I could say was on the main part of the dress, front, there appears to be twigs. She said, what? I was like, there are brown lines, almost looking like twigs. She's like, right, yeah. You're going to have to try hard on that. I was like, there are many twigs. This could be a tree.
So you dress your daughter in a tree, a fancy dress party?
Yeah, obviously, this is a really nice dress, right? So it's obviously not a twig, but I couldn't think of anything else to describe these brown frilly lines on.
Uh-huh.
After a long pause on Shindy's side, she remembered. She goes, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's the worst description you could have ever given me, but thank you for trying.
What actually was it?
The dress. Yeah, look, I still can't describe it. Don't try and make me do it now on the podcast. I'll bring it to the podcast and I'll show it to you. And we'll see how people describe it. That'd actually be interesting. I'll get you to do it. That'd be interesting. You'd be like, this is what I would say. Because it is in fashion, right? Fashion.
All right, you got 2 minutes. Hurry up. Go on. Go. In the meantime, I'm going to tell people about what's coming up. Go on. Are you going to go and fetch it?
Oh, no, I can't get it now.
Oh, I thought you were going to go and fetch it.
I don't know where it is, bro.
Oh, my days.
It's been filed by Shindy somewhere.
Then why bring that up as a possibility?
No, I said I'd do it. Like, I didn't mean right now.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Right. So that's my confession, bro. That was my stress. That was my thing. You've had a live interaction with my wife who's impressed by my organization skills. That's it.
You know how you talk about over-optimizing?
Go on.
Did you over-optimize that whole encounter? Think about it. The same thing would have happened even if you didn't send the video. So realistically, you shouldn't have sent the video.
But who asked for the video? I didn't send it. I didn't send it of my own accord. I was asked to send it. Different, isn't it?
This is down to Shindy's lack of viewership of the video.
I think, to be fair, I think she did watch it, but she's juggling 100 things.
And did this genuinely speed up your getting ready of Ekam the next day?
Yeah. Because she, again, because Ekam was pooing as they were leaving Surrey, and they got a little bit later, so we got to the Juggo a little bit later, which is really interesting. So the video I put on the story, me dancing at the Juggo and people being concerned that I'm going to knock out the lady behind me with my flying shawl, that video is interesting because we had to make a late entrance. Remember that thing we spoke about? What is the strategy you use to enter a late Juggo? Well, when you have a baby, No one really cares.
There you go.
Yeah, literally, you walk in, they're like, "Oh, you guys came when we were." Yeah, everyone's like, "We didn't expect you to come," and we were like this. We couldn't do anything. We were in like lockdown for like 5 years. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ? I was like, ਏਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਆ ਫਿਰ. Yeah. So
But now you know.
There you go. Right. So if you're gonna be late for something, have a baby, your baby, someone else's baby. Kita bhi bacha hona chahiye. That's it.
And life is done.
Life is done. Nahi hai. So
Fantastic.
Yeah. Fantastic. Tu das.
Let me get this ready on my phone. Let's get this going, shall we? In the meantime, Karan, nice bottle.
He really likes bowling. I might have to get you one of these.
You might. Right.
You got your shades back. How do you feel about that?
I feel gaslit at you saying that it didn't exist. You lazy.
I didn't. No. Do you know where they were?
I don't care. I don't give a shit, man. Okay, you shut up and listen. Okay, I said to you, it's in the gaddi. I said it's in the car. I remember taking it out first thing in the morning. I remember it was there.
I personally didn't see it. I didn't see it.
I took them off in the car. Okay. I remember. It was
fine.
Good.
That's fine. That's fine. You remember. My position was I don't remember that happening. Right. The only reason they were found is my gaddi was going back. Right. So when I deep cleaned it, like pulled the seat like really far back, they didn't come out. They didn't appear. It's just I put my hat in there just to make sure there's something in there. What was in there? Dabba. Deep lodged, bro. There's no way you're finding that on like initial inspection.
Should have looked properly underneath the chair. Like I would have looked underneath the chair.
What are you doing with your hands? Are you a newsreader?
Yes, I am newsreader mode right now because I am right.
PTC Punjab.
I am right. I knew that it was there.
Karan de gaddi vich gaya san te ਉੱਥੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਐਨਕਾਂ ਗਿਰੇ ਸਨ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਨ ਮੇਰਾ ਫਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਸਨ.
There you go. That was the problem. And I'm glad I found it now. So thank you for returning my throwabout shades. I really missed them. And they've been with me since Cancun 2014. And I'm very happy. 10 years.
Cancun 2014? Yeah, young man to go 2014.
2014.
Joanna,
20...
young man.
How old was I? 22.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man. That's a bit young, man. A bit lively. You had no hair on your chest, no beard on your face.
I did have beard on my face. Yeah.
Only a little bit.
Still counts.
What was it, stag or non-stag?
No, it was just a little getaway with a few guys from uni. It was good.
But stag vibes or not stag vibes? As in, were you partying or not?
No, Cancun 2015. 2015.
Oh, that makes a difference. I
was 23. There you go.
Oh, I'm a big fan.
All adds up.
Achha.
Oh, don't know why she's on. Anyway, my wife has come up with a lovely term. The term is called Sanj science. Sanj science is a set of terms that Sanj has put together to justify her logic of things in her head that make perfect sense, but in reality are absolutely backwards.
So 0% evidence, but 100% conviction at the.
Exactly. That is the perfect analogy.
Ba.
So, item number 1.
Right.
Everything has feelings. All items have feelings. Go for it, Karan.
Caveat. Say the thing again.
Everything has feelings.
Has feelings except Indy. Caveat.
I'm on about crockery here. Crockery, patille,
bloody
knives and forks. They all need to be used equally. And I play up to this idea. It's like Toy Story. Toy Story fucked me up, low key. It fucked me up because it made me feel like I have to
play with your toys equally.
Plates equally, so they all feel like they're getting a use out of one another.
Because they come alive and talk to each other.
Yes, I do think that sometimes.
What the hell's wrong with you, man?
Huh?
Did you actually do this? So you guys look at your... Do you
know what I do? Whenever I get the plates and I put them back, I put the ones I've just cleaned on the bottom so it rises to the top again.
Okay. And when you use said plates, do you like... Do people not like,
No, I don't. I just know that they're all getting used, which is nice.
Okay, fine. You know it. Does Sanj look at them?
I don't think she does this bit, in fairness. I think I've made it worse. But she would look at them and say, for example, my food looks better in bright plates in the evening, but I only eat out of a dark bowl for my cereal in the morning.
I know that rule with Sanj, yeah. She's very fixed on that.
Yes.
However,
that was example number 1.
You got some bowls recently, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Let's talk about the crockery I bought, Karan. This is turning into Confessions of a Middle-Aged Man podcast, honestly, right? I am unbelievably happy that I purchased my first piece of crockery ever. Because living at home with mum, dad, etc.
That last point you don't understand. So just emphasize the last bit. First bit of crockery
ever.
Yeah, he means it. He means it. He sent me this.
No way.
It took me a while to understand the gravity of the situation here.
Depth of the situation. Yeah. Because living at mum, dad's, it was always like they chose the stuff that's at home and you don't get a say. It's like chalo tikia. Nami pleta, nami pleta.
Okay. Pause there, big man.
Yeah.
Even if you live with mum and dad, there's nothing stopping you with your person going buying stuff and bringing it home.
No. It mattered. Things had to semi-match, or it had to be desified to match. Okay, it did.
Desified.
We all had that. We all had those plates. You know that blue plate, the white plate with the blue full on it, the blue flowers all around the edge. Thank you. There you go. You know exactly what I'm on about. Yeah. Then over time, they've gradually moved onto this sensation of having a white plate, just a white plate with like a little bit of a dip in it. Like, the little steep edge. A white plate with that. That's it. Nothing else. So it's like, okay, you've gone incredibly tacky to incredibly plain. There's no middle here. Okay. I would have liked bright color plates. So when we were in IKEA.
Sorry, you think bright colored plates are less tacky than a plain plate?
Okay. Plates with some color. Thank you. Thank you. So we go to IKEA. And unfortunately, I smashed a bowl a few months ago. Yeah, remember?
It wasn't an accident. Don't pretend it was an accident.
Got it. It was an accident. It smashed. I was like, oh. Fuck.
Indy the volcano gogusa.
No,
and he threw the bowl.
I feel like the most batshit thing a person can do in a relationship is throw crockery at the floor and break it. That is unbelievably tapped because especially, there is a certain number of plates and bowls that match, and you are now smashing them on purpose to upset the other person. Why would you do that? Why? Okay,
what you just described there, I don't think people care about unless you really care about crockery. Like you're talking about the actual numbers, but to do that to Sanj, I'm going to go on
That's
a
like domestic abuse. Genuinely,
I was gonna say Indy cheating, breaking crockery. Like it's close. It's not even close, man. She could understand. You know what Sanj would say? She'd be like, somebody wanted to get with you. Really?
Oh, wow.
Right? So that would be the reaction there. And she's like, you broke my bond intentionally.
Never intentionally. Only by accident. So because of this, she had an odd number of bowls and plates and it was upsetting her. Now we've moved into this new house. We thought, let's get some new plates because you can't replace the old ones because they've been discontinued. IKEA know what they're doing. They know they're not going to keep continually making these same bowls again and again. Because they're going to keep changing the colors, so you have to buy a new set to make it match to go again. That's what they did.
Right.
So, chose the color plates. We got dusty pink and grey plates. Very happy with them. Nice complementary colors. But these are brownie plates now.
Do we count?
Whenever brownie are here, food gets served on that. In the meantime, we have to use the old ones, which is fine. I don't mind.
Do we count?
Yes, of course you do.
Okay. So
yeah. You count. Don't worry. I'll serve your future on a pink plate. Don't worry.
Very good.
Right. That was that. Next
thing. Science.
Yes. Next thing. Things do not work because they are cold. So, Sanjit had a pair of Beats headphones. You know, the big ones that would go over your ears.
Yeah.
Yes. She would walk down the street with them in winter and she'd say, my Beats have stopped working. I think they're cold. And I thought, they're not bamar.
You're not really. Temperature check are they?
Yeah, temperature check. You know, it has to go to ICU. No, it's fine. Hasn't got any goli to take. Okay, it's fine.
Take the damn goli.
Then she Googled it. Right. And she was right. There's actually something wrong with Beats where if they're left in the cold for too long, they actually shut off and stop working. She was correct. Sanj science actually has a little bit of merit to it. I have to give it to her for that.
The problem is that's dangerous.
It is. One time enabled, rest of the time justified.
That's it. That's like me telling the Pangra boys, jo lattan dukhdiyan na, ਪੁਰਾਣੀ ਦਾਲ ਲੱਭ ਕੇ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੱਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਲੋ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੀਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਾ ਦਾਲ 'ਚ ਰਿਕਵਰੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਐ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ And the boys tried
You
it.
actually told them that, didn't you?
I actually said that.
That is a true story.
People tried it. That is a very true story. And yeah. It's all about how you say it and how you carry it, isn't it?
Yeah, enough conviction. Right, got it. Number 3. Having tight trainers is good for your feet, and it's good ankle support in running trainers.
Having tight trainers
is good for your feet, for ankle support in running trainers.
I think I agree with half of that. I think because they talk about when you're, what's it called? There's something called a lace lock when you're playing tennis.
Yeah, it wasn't a lace lock. It was just, it's tight. It's good for my feet. No, it's not.
Yeah.
So I think your feet. It means your feet are being like mangled out of position, and you get the little toe. You know the toe. The toe thing.
I was telling Rupa about this on the weekend. We went for a walk.
You've seen the toes, haven't you? You know what's bad, right? Whenever you're in Gurdwara and the bibbies have their toes out, oh man, it's bad.
It's weddings.
It's weddings. You see them like bent out of position, like 90 degree for 45 degree, toes coming over like the other ones.
It's that. It's the coming over, and it's like.
Do you not think there's something wrong here?
I don't know much about lady shoes, right? But I know
they are not ergonomically. They are not designed ergonomically well for the function.
Do you know what peep toe means?
What does peep toe mean?
It's when you can see
with a little socket at the front, the little gap at the front.
Yeah, and you can see, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, cool. If you got manky feet, if you're not taking care of your feet, you got bunions, your nails are scatty, you got the to go over the crowding one. I'm just like, put it away, man. Put them away. Nobody wants to see it. That's it. Right? Yeah. Cover them. I can't deal with that, man.
I can't either. Yeah. So that logic does not make sense to me because your feet need to breathe. Mr. Barefoot over here. Can't be doing that. Can't be
I mean, bro, you take it to a different level. You're just like, you just start walking around nangi pair. I mean, that's a different
nangi pair at home,
comfortability.
Barefoot's outside. I don't do that. I don't do barefoot outside. That is disgusting. Okay.
No. You don't do barefoot, sorry?
I don't do barefoot outside the house.
Oh, you mean actual barefoot, not your barefoot?
Actual, no trainers, just you gotta plain feet. Yeah.
What about on grass?
Not on grass, because even that. Okay. That being said, I have run outside with socks on quickly to go and do something and come back in. But that's running outside and coming back in. That's
all right. It's summer in your new house. It's warm. It hasn't rained. The grass is dry. You're going barefoot.
Why?
You're going barefoot.
No. I feel like there's something sharp in that grass, man. I cut it the other week. I found stuff. Okay, I ain't trusting that.
What did you find, sorry?
I found a nail in there. Yeah.
Okay, you guys, you see how low Indy cut the grass. He was like, basically, before the grass was here, and he's like, right, I'm not cutting this for another 6 months.
I'm giving this a full Brazilian.
Everything.
Let's go, right?
Like, bro, he's like taking off the top layer.
Listen, full Brazilian. There's nothing left. Okay, nothing left. That fucking grass has grown already. You know, it's been 2 weeks. It's grown. It's about to be cut again.
That's what happens, bro. Welcome to the life of
horrible.
gardening.
Like, when it rains, I'm like, no,
have to find time to cut the grass.
Rain. Stop raining.
I said to these guys, my prediction is you're going to have artificial grass soon.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Right.
Jello.
Giving random animals names, such as a spider or a fox, in the back of the house. So we have a fox that comes to the back. Mm-hmm. She's named him Larry the Lumbheri.
I like that. Is it Mr. Larry, though? There's always got to be Mr. and Mrs.
Fox is either male or female, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be Mr. Larry, it could be Mrs. Who knows?
No, what I mean is, like, I don't know if you guys do this, but when we name animals for fun like that, you just always, I don't know, well, we're definitely when we do it, they come, he's like, oh, look at Mr. Fox, or look at Mr. Lion.
Yeah.
Like, it's always,
I understand with a fucking child.
Yeah.
I don't understand with me now, you know?
Child, Indy child.
Not the same.
She gets
the same. She would do this if I wasn't here. Okay.
What was Sanj's prediction when you have a baby and your personal things get interrupted? I want to do this and I want to do this. Me. What's going to happen?
Sorry, me is also you, dickhead. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Anything that affects me impacts you. You understand that?
Not really.
Yeah, it is.
How so?
If we have a pod, we've got to redo how we do this whole layout of the pod.
Yeah.
How we get things done.
No, it's cool, man. If you say...
It still directly impacts you.
If you give me the call and say, I can't do a pod today, I'm like, okay, thank you, bye-bye.
I don't think you would. I feel like back in the day you would be like this, but now you're like, oh,
hello.
Shit.
What?
Okay.
Kuch karna padna.
Fuck.
Right, I'm going to have to, from my company, I have to get an au pair, invest in an au pair, send that to their house so they have extra hands.
Yes.
Yeah? That's what we could do.
Yes. That's what's necessary. Yes. Thank you. There you go. Thank you, Sanj Science. I'm going to make this a recurring segment. I've got others from this week, but you've got to wait till next week for that. Sauce people. There we have it. Let us know if you think that your wife does irrational, silly science behaviors that don't make sense in the comments. Thank you. Should we go to the next segment, Doctor?
Please.
Hanji Baji. Karan, you told me off air you wanted to ask me a question first. Go.
I did. So, during the wedding events, we had one of our regular makeup artists come over. Obviously not for me, for the ladies. Good darn ladies.
Would you get makeup done, Karan?
For...
Just an event.
Give me an event. You mean like if we're going to be on the Oprah Winfrey show or something like that?
Yeah. Obviously, you have to have it done then for lighting purposes. I get that. But let's say someone's wedding.
No, bro. Je मैं अपने ब्याह तो नहीं किते होर किते ब्याह तो मैं करूँगा दस मैनू.
I don't think you had time. You were running late. Remember?
We were not running late. Oh.
No. You thought you were running late.
No, you have to build that in fake.
No, it wasn't that. It was you had the time on your phone, and it said it was going to take this amount of time to get there, and you were panicking, thinking, "Shit, we're late. Then you turned it off and realized it was taking you through non-motorways, and you're like, "Oh,
whose wedding are you talking about? Yours?
My wedding.
Did you not understand the Punjabi I just said there?
What did you say?
I said, "Je main apne byah te nahi karna." If I'm not going to my wedding.
I thought you meant my wedding. Sorry, I thought you said my wedding.
I just want to think we're making progress in the Punjabi. Je main tere byah te nahi karna. Hor kida byah te main karunga. That's what it was.
Okay, mum. All right.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Like when you make up for your wedding. Shut up, man. I've really got to look my best as co-host, right? Yeah, I've really got to. When you're having your lava, I should have come and sat next to you.
You should have.
I'll help him get up. It's fine.
But you didn't. Right?
I'm not just this live. And now we are starting the first love. Ganiji, take it away. Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
MCing your lava. Wow. No, I don't think I would. I guess the only other occasion to do this kind of stuff was in the Bhangra days, but even then I refused to do it.
Did you ever have that Kala Tikka?
No, I think the Kala Tikka on the air I had once, but never the Surma.
I did Surma, yeah.
You're that kind of guy now. You do everything.
Thank you.
Jim Danaster.
I look striking. It is what it is.
You do look striking. Your eyes look like.
I do. I have long eyelashes, so there you go.
Okay, I didn't know about that. But right.
I do. I have very long eyelashes.
Go on in, bat 'em. Give us a bat. Oh, guys, get online. Do that and then do the face. There we go. Right, so the Muaz were around, or Mua was around, and she's Pakistani, and I was like, what do you call wife in Urdu? Because obviously this has come up for us before.
Yes.
And she was like, okay, so the formal is BV. So, yeah, BV.
BV, okay.
Yeah, you know that song, BV number one, hi, BV number one, BV number one, hi. Okay, Govinda, back in the day, Bollywood. BV is like a quite common, he's in Hindi as well. So the words we had were Hindi. Wife. Yeah, Voti, Karali, Janani, like we had whatever. Now, here's the interesting one. She said, but informally, how we say Janani, they use the word Buri.
Ooh, Buri is in like woman.
No, but what does Buri mean? Like Punjabi, when we say Buri, what do we mean?
Old woman.
Old woman, very specific, right? Wow. And she was like, yeah, she goes, I know in Punjabi you guys say Buri to me, old woman. Because we would say, Meri Buri kitte, like, where's my woman? For wife.
Hello.
But then I was thinking, right, is this like the opposite to, so in English you'd say, some people refer to their husband as what? Old man, innit? As in, you could say about your dad, but some people will refer to their partners as, that's my old man. right? So I was like, oh, maybe they're just doing the reverse.
Actually, I've never heard that. No, I dispute. I've never heard somebody refer to their husband as an old man.
I've heard it.
No,
it's like how some people call their partners daddy as well.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
That's so weird. That's so
I never
weird.
got it in films or like TV shows.
It's
like,
films, isn't it?
Daddy. I was like, why?
Like, yes, daddy. And I'm like, what? Oh, like, this is weird shit, man.
Yeah, why? That's weird. Just tell me you got dad issues without telling me you got dad issues, you know? Like, weird. Ugh.
But then, like in social tones, sometimes you're like, "Who's your daddy?" Like you just say that. Right?
No, I don't think I've heard that in a very long time.
You've not,
that's an outdated. That's an outdated line, bro.
Yeah, obviously. But I'm saying it does exist, right? So then I was like, so maybe in Urdu, they're like, "Oh, where's my old woman?" So many buri gate. But if you're the wife hearing that, you're just like, "Oh, guys," and just look. Whenever we do things like this, people take it as like, this is the universal truth. No, I asked one person a question. They gave me this answer. Okay? ठीक है? That's their experience. If you have any other words they use in Urdu, sanu das do. Okay?
Yes.
That's it.
Inform us.
Thank you.
ਤੁਸੀਂ
ਗਲਤ ਕਹਿਆ ਓਏ ਗਲਤ ਸੀ. You remember that one about Bada Pashab? About Haroon's like,
this guy's definitely not from here.
He's not Pakistani because, he's not
Pakistani, mate. No. I'm like, shut up. I don't know why they sound like a British guy, but, you know.
I don't know. Yeah, so that was just a quick question there, Indy.
Quick. So, our question we have was submitted by somebody in our DMs from a lady named Sonia. She messaged us saying, living at home with the folks post-marriage. You haven't really talked about it much in depth or properly because me and you are from different households and we touched on this in the BBC episode. We see why you clicked on the episode. I know why you're here. We're coming to it. Hold tight. It will be done. If you want to skip ahead and look and see our experience beneath, we can do that. That's cool. Jump ahead. But we're going to touch on it here for a little bit of depth for people that aren't privy to our other collabs we've done with other people in short or reel formats or whatever. Doctor, when you chose to live at home with your parents?
Yeah.
Why did you do so?
Well, obviously, for most people, not everybody, most people, pre-marriage, that's all you know, right? You lived with your parents pre-marriage. I lived with my parents pre-marriage, still do. So most people, that's the norm. So I guess part of it was, well, why not continue? The continuation of it. Now, when you think like that, as the guy, you have to think about the other various parties. So the various parties generally could be parents, your partner coming in, siblings that already exist in the house. Now, they also may be married, so that's a different dynamic you have to think about as well. And I was in the position where we were in the old house pre-marriage. This house came on sale. Mum, me and Dad had a conversation. They're like, look, if at this point, obviously, Shindy's on the scene. You can either get married by your own place, cool, or we can pull our resources and we can live here as a unit. But you need to be happy. Shin needs to be happy. So I had a conversation with Shins. Shins came and saw the house as well. We had a discussion. Now, Shindy was very much of that opinion about living together in a family. Not to say I don't think we wouldn't be okay separately as well, but now we're like 6-7 years in, she does say, she's like, man, if there's no one else to talk to, like, I just get bored, man. Like, you just boring in it. I was like,
yeah, she called us because we stopped by to see her last week. So we were in Birmingham for unforeseen circumstances, and stopped by to see her. And then she called us when we got here. She's like, "What do you do like in the evenings when there's nothing to do? Because you were working till late."
Yeah,
and I think your mum and dad were out. So she's like, "With Ekem, what do I do?" And I was thinking, chill. She said, "Yeah, but I binged a lot of TV. I'm kind of getting a bit bored." I was like, "Yeah, I see that." So I take a point. It is a bit like that.
Yeah, and obviously when you have multiple kind of people in the house, different energies, everyone moving about, it's nice. So for me, I think if you have harmony, number one thing I'm going to say, and then if you subdivide or kind of further differentiate what harmony looks or feels like, that's respect and love. I'd say those are the two important entities you need to have.
Yeah.
Then there is nothing greater. Because you're pooling resources, which means the scale of economics means you can have access to a lot of things, which you shouldn't take for granted. in an economy where, buying a property, the size of deposits you have to raise, you're a perfect example of that. And obviously, the financial aid. I mean, you guys are sensible people who saved a lot of money. But even despite that, you still needed financial help.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be parents. Well, I'm a parent. You're going to be a parent one day as well. And, we're going to potentially be in a position where we'll need to help our future kids with deposits. I should have think what that's going to be, like 10% or 20%. Yeah, £1 million deposit.
200K.
Yeah, deposit. Nay, forget that. 200K. I'm saying the deposit is £1 million.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, respect, love, harmony, space. I mean, physical space obviously is important. So having areas in the house where you can just have your own, chill time. And I found that I think one of the things that works for us is everybody is highly motivated in their kind of own aspirational things they do. Everyone has their own social circles. They have their own calendars. Then plus we do things together. But
do you think it was intentional and it worked so well because you guys have your own space, like a big space? If you were in a smaller space, do you think it would be as easy?
So if I think back to my old house and my old bedroom, still work. It's easier. I'd say it's easier when you have a bit more physical space. But I think, see, the other side to that, because I have friends who have, let's say, similar space. But what can then start happening is you start living in like two houses within one house. You just chill in your space. And then it's like, well, like, are you in a hotel? Are you just kind of like hiring a room or something? Then it's like, well, are you a family? So you have to be careful with that. Having your space is important. Much the same way that mom and dad, have their own space. And everybody kind of has their own spots in the house like to do things. Like we might like the snug for this time of the day where dad will take the front room, like when he's having roti and watching the news or whatever he wants to do and watching his films. Like everybody seems to rotate and we kind of share space. There's very little clashing of like room space. That's one thing. But then when we want to get together, like the kitchen's always a good thing, like prepping food, having dinner together, that kind of stuff, social things in the calendar. But the dad goes and chills with his mates, dad goes on holidays with his mates. Like it's not, people aren't in each other's faces all the time. I think that's really important.
But you still think if you were in a smaller space, you would have made it work?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I think that comes down to having fantastic parents. Yeah. Very progressive parents, I would say.
Because we spoke about it and we said there's friends of ours that none of them have made it work. You're the only one that I know that has made it work. They've all had to move out and get their own space because they, number one, wanted it, and number two, it's just so difficult trying to juggle all those different plates and trying to be so many different people in one space all the time, especially if you're the guy moving your wife into your house. If you were introducing your wife into the house to a place where your parents don't want to really change and they expect the wife to be just obedient and accept how it is and that's it, without understanding 21st century girls aren't like how they were in your generation, unfortunately. They do have a voice, they have their own opinion, you have to respect that. So it's difficult, it's very difficult, and I feel like it's understandable why a lot of people can't make that work and they can't seem to cohabitate with one another, so therefore they have to move out.
It depends. It also depends on personalities and what's important to people. That's what I found as well. When you're, even as friends, right? So we say when we went on holiday as friends. Now that's also something we haven't touched upon, but there's only certain friends you can go on holiday with.
Yeah,
because again,
true.
No, it's different. Say,
well, you can go on guys' holidays or couples' holidays. It's very different.
No, but even guys' holidays, man. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, there are even different. There are rules for when you go on guys' holidays and the type of guys you'll go with on those holidays. And you're right, there's separate rules for couples, right? But let's talk about couples. Now, we went on holiday. Now, going on a holiday with a couple, but being in a hotel and having separate rooms, separate spaces is one thing. But we cohabited in an Airbnb together. Yeah, very close compartment, right? Now, that sometimes will not work. And the reason why is because say this isn't you and me, but it was a different version of you and me. We could go to a restaurant as a couple, and that could be fine. But then if we share the same space, that could be a big problem.
Yeah.
Now, for us, we've stayed at your place multiple times, your old place. So we've been in that kind of environment of what an Airbnb would be like. So there was no like issue or whatever.
Very tight space in there as well. So yeah.
Which is nice, yeah. And the Airbnb was very similar, to be honest. It was a very similar spec.
Yeah, true.
Just an additional room, whatever. But that doesn't necessarily work sometimes, because it's like, oh, you do things like this, you do things like this. Now that's a very micro level. That's like friends. You can kind of put up with it. And I guess with some friends, you can go back to your room later and just complain about the other one. Do you see how you did this? You see how you did this?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're living in a family, it's what is important to that person. So, for example, decor is really important to Shindy. Now, pre-Shindy, it was dad. Now it's dad and Shindy. That's a department. I have zero interest in that. Yeah. Mine is tech efficiency, decluttering. That's my thing.
So you think having separate roles and responsibilities help as well, so there's no clashing or overlapping of...
Yeah, and but I think, I was going to say, I don't think we were intentional about that. I think it just naturally worked out. I always like tech, so I do that. Mom and dad do loads of, like, love gardening. Dad does decor. Mom takes the lead on cooking as well, like desi cooking, and then Shindu do more of the English cooking. So yeah, everything kind of just works, but you do have to, I guess you have to get stuck in. That's the other thing. Like being a guy and this is kind of like, this is an overgeneralization, but not much is asked of a guy pre-marriage as a son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get married and you're like, okay, I can't keep being like that anymore.
Yeah.
So, for example, it could be like, oh, roti banegi, and then your roti gets brought to you, and da da da. Now, okay.
Some guys did have it like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd say, look, even pre-marriage, like, okay, mom still does it, but you do it then. But it's like, it'd still be like, okay, apne pande jako, wash your pande. You still should be doing stuff, right? I guess it's just, but when you get married, then it's just more, you've transitioned now, so it's more kind of, there has to be more equality. So it's like, right, let's get stuck in. I've always said this from day one. I always give couples this advice. It's, what are your roles and responsibilities, expectations, financially, chore-wise? How do you like things to be? And then as you go forward, it's just, you introduce ideas to each other.
Yeah.
So when Shindy came into the house, she'd do something a certain way. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's really good, because, we've always done it this way. And you have to be open to that. Now, where it gets funny, like with me and Shindy, is like, this is where, like, say if I have to chop something and I go to my station for chopping, right? I'll watch a YouTube and I'm like, this is the best way to chop it. And she'll be like, you could do it like this. And both methods are fine. Her method will save an extra minute. That extra minute's not important to me, but it's important to her, right? So those are little things. You said something on the radio, didn't you, about this thing, which I thought was really petty, but about somebody putting a panda somewhere and then somebody else coming and moving that panda.
It's petty, but it's happened, bro.
And then we talked about that.
I actually have a friend that's happened to.
That's a real example.
Yeah, it's a real example. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. Can't do that.
So in that example, your friend was the daughter-in-law?
No, the friend. Yes, correct. The friend was the daughter-in-law. Sorry. Oh, this sounds weird. Okay. The daughter-in-law moved in. She moved the plate. She was married to my friend. There you go.
Oh, okay. Your friend is the male person in this example.
Yes, correct.
It's his wife. Yeah. Okay. So in that scenario, if you're the son,
yes,
do you speak to your mom?
You could try.
And that there is where
conflict happens,
because you've got, so as men, we don't appreciate. One day you're living with your parents. The next day you've left the house. You done Dolly, and now you're living here. Now you obviously have you do have a different appreciation of this, but most men don't, right? And
the lack of guys that I could talk to about my experience of moving
zero reference point.
Fucking zero, mate. I had to message all the female friends like, is this how you felt? They're like, yep. I was like, okay, that's good.
On our Dolly, you were there. Shindy was throwing the rice and everything over her shoulder and leaving the house.
Yeah, she was.
And she's chill. Like, everyone's coming to the good crying, and Shindy's just chill. And I'm like, you're taking this very well. So, I mean, she's definitely an anomaly. Like, Shindy just kind of, I mean, she'd been here and stayed here a lot pre-wedding as well. So, there's that, right? So you wake up, that's it. That life is done. New chapter. So we as men don't appreciate because we're still in that same space. But from the male perspective, what the men don't talk about is this thing. Son, I'm a brother, I'm a husband. Right? And the management of these different rishte, they all need different things. And they're all coexisting in this same space. And so you're right. So it's like, oh, okay, fine. Do you want to talk to that person directly or do you want me to talk to them? This is a conversation you end up having. It's like, no, you go do it. No. I don't need to say anything. I just want to tell you. It's like, oh, okay, fine. You have all these types of conversations. So these are potentially the things that can happen.
Dangerous.
Now, the analogy I gave you was that thing that Jordan Peterson says about the dragon, right? About this. So these small things that happen, even that example you gave there, we can see as a small thing, but the small thing goes unchecked. What does it then become? Big thing.
Yes.
Right? It happens again and again and again, becomes a habit. Then there might be other things that happen, and then it's not challenged, and then it could all
and there's
either
a blowout,
lead to a blowout. Exactly.
And then that blowout started all because of that one thing. Yeah. And everyone's forgotten about that one thing, but that one thing set up a chain of events.
That was the inception.
It's like dominoes.
Yeah. So what's my advice here? My advice is when you're courting, okay, when you're dating.
Courting, wow.
Yeah, it's really old school term, isn't it? Right. When you are seeing each other and you're serious, you know, this is the one to biyah karna. First advice is, obviously we said this before about weddings, reception, wedding culture and all that kind of stuff. Think about how you're going to fund that. What do you actually want? Be sensible, right? Think big picture, think long term. 2, think about, have an honest conversation. How and where do you want to live? Do we have the means to do it? If not, should we delay the wedding so we do have means? Have a deposit. For example, my sister's example, she got married, dollied straight into her new house. That's it from day one. Or do we have the interim strategy? Don't delay the wedding, live with in-laws for a little bit. And I think most, you know, if you're forward with the in-laws and say, look, we are planning to get our own place, you know, they'll probably say, okay, so while you're here, then, you know, maybe we don't ask you to contribute as much. To see apna paise jodo, and then, you know, fly the nest.
Yeah.
But again, just have conversations early is the point, because then otherwise you're going to get surprised. Now, if you do think, oh no, I'm actually happy living there, then, you know, try and get around your in-laws. Both sides, Shindy and I knew, I think, to a good amount about each other's families pre-marriage. Really, really good, really, really important, really healthy, to the point where when I wanted to propose to Shindy in New York and I asked her dad for permission, he's just like, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, that's my advice. What's your advice?
I don't have any advice really because I've not been through it. So I can't really impart
from what you've seen,
wisdom. I can't impart wisdom that I've not been through. But what I'm saying is there's a reason why everybody, except for yourself, you are the anomaly. No one else makes it work. They all move out because of unchecked issues.
All right. Here's my question to you then. On that observation.
Yeah.
Where does the fault lie? From what you've seen, from what you've heard, and then you got to remember, I want you to work this into your argument, because everything you're hearing is obviously only from that one side. It's not you're having conversation with these people.
All right, okay. Parents. I'll look from all 3 angles. Okay. From a mum and dad's perspective, it's you're in my house. Sit down, do what I say. It's my house. Don't have a new person come in and tell me how to do things. I don't go into somebody else's house and tell them how to do X, Y, and Z. You can live in our house. You're welcome here, but don't try and change too much. That's one perspective. Okay.
Son's you think most parents are that?
No, I don't think most parents are like that. I'm giving you an example of what some thought patterns may be. Yeah. Right. Son's perspective. Son's perspective could be, this is not ideal. I want to move out, but I don't have the money for it. Because they want to start afresh and have their own life as well. Maybe they've had suppressed emotions, like buying plates. Maybe they haven't had the chance to experience all that responsibility elsewhere, and they want to do that, and they relish that challenge with that new partner. And they also know their family can be a lot, and they don't want their new person to start their marriage off in a really difficult way, where you're having intense exposure to your family, and you have to really go through a mad, not hangover after your wedding, but a huge emotional roller coaster of a wedding, come out of it, and then go into a new environment and expect to hit the ground running. No, it doesn't work like that. So that's really difficult too. So the son's probably thinking, I don't want to do this, but I have to because I haven't got the money for it. Fair. The girl is thinking, I can't change this much of my personality at once. I can't come in and not be myself. So I can't come in and just expect, okay, I'm back from work now. I'm going to go upstairs, get changed, come downstairs, make the roti with mum, help her out, do all the bande, get everything finished, go and shower, come downstairs, sit, go to bed. Is this my life? And then now you're thinking, hold on, what have I married into? This isn't right. This is backwards. This isn't how we used to do it at my house, for example, where it'd be shared responsibility, perhaps. I don't know. There's so many examples you can extrapolate from this that will fit the scenario. I'm just giving one possible example of each. Now, in that situation, no one's going to be able to hear the other person properly. There's going to be some sense of guilt. There's going to be some sense of shame. There's going to be a sense of pride. And all of those emotions mixed in are causing problems, and they're not helping the situation. They're just amplifying it even further. And it's a recipe for disaster. So if you can, try and figure it out and hack it out between you and your partner. If you have to move in with your family, hopefully it is not permanent and you're trying to save up for a certain amount, but understand that this isn't how your life is going to be throughout the whole time. You would hope that the due diligence you've done with your partner to know that they aren't like how they are at home, but they're a better person outside of it is enough. And you've got enough of a insight to their real personality. And they're not going to be like this when you buy a house, etc.
That's very eloquently put there. I guess I'd just give the other side, which would be, it can obviously work as well. Doesn't mean it's not going to work.
Of course.
Okay, and then just to follow up to that, indeed, just to round this off. I think sometimes the viewpoint you had there about parents, right, and sometimes being a bit, let's say, old school, right? And we can think this about parents in different contexts as well. Like, does he adapt when the world has changed, modern ho gaye, does he move nahi hoye, whatever, you haven't changed with times. So then you and Sanj are parents now. Your kids have got older. Let's say you have a boy. What's the conversation you're having with him then? He's about to marry this lady.
Welcome to stay here. You're welcome to come in.
Yeah. And then are you not going to say that these are the rules?
No, I'm not going to say these are the rules. This is how things are done. I'm open to hearing if you want to change things or do things differently. Let's see what you got.
But there are rules.
And they'll come to a sort of consensus where we're like, okay, fine. We'll try and figure out a way to make this work.
But there are rules.
Yeah, there's some rules, but there's rules, but there's also absolutism, which is this is just how it is, boss.
You're saying
territory.
It's not a fascist regime. You're not saying this is a dictatorship. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But obviously, without rules, then there's no respect. That's the point I'm getting
exactly.
to. So I think even us doing that in the future, I think me and Shindy had this discussion. If we have a son, and the son is not playing ball, is not picking up his way, it's like, mate, it's not for free.
Fuck you, dude. Yeah.
Just go and earn your way, mate. Tika.
Earn your way. Listen, me and Sanj said as soon as the kid that we hopefully have one day is going to be of age to have a national insurance number,
16.
You're getting a job immediately. You ain't chilling here at home. You got to go out, earn money, come home, show me how you're saving a portion of it, yeah, and then do what you want with it and have a bit of fun. That's fine, but you got to demonstrate the ability to, number one, work, number two, deal with the different personalities in a real workplace. Understand how shit people can be. Get exposed to the real world quicker, because there's going to be a bunch of people out there that are never exposed to it. And their first real job is when they leave university. You'll be leaps and bounds ahead of them in terms of playing politics, understanding how to get the best of people. Go and get those life skills early. But that's a separate topic.
But that's an interesting take, because again, you're a perfect example of this, Mr. Two private schools. It's academia focused, isn't it? It's like job that you're going to be doing for
two private schools, but every summer I worked in the pharmacy. I worked in the off license. I did those morning shifts with dad at 8 a.m. to go and pick everything up because he had back pain. I worked in my sister's opticians over summer. Like, I did all that work.
What was the reason?
Number one, working at the off license in the pharmacy was because how was it? It was you're velle, you can't just sit at home all day. You're going to help me.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
That's it. Later on, it became about, oh shit, I need money over summer.
So all those three examples are all family businesses. But had you not had family businesses, your parents and siblings and everything had conventional jobs.
Yeah.
You still think you would have been pushed to do work?
I would have been pushed to go and get a job. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's good things you're saying though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important.
I know you don't like this guy, Robert Kiyosaki, but in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, there's an example he gives basically.
Stop referencing this book. The man went bankrupt. Stop it. I refuse to listen to shit that people say.
Listen to the point. Listen to the point. The point is, when kids have to earn money and understand that, as in you can't make money, right? You have to earn the money, and they understand the hard work, the reciprocation time for money, and they're like, that's really tough. Yeah, that's really tough. Well, now keep it. Now what are you going to do with it? Oh, it's gone. Oh, okay. Back to zero. Oh, okay. It's the only way they learn, man. So you got to have these games with them. Yeah. I can't wait. EK gets older. Take it for walks and be like, what do you see? Tell me what you see. Why is this 74-year-old working at McDonald's? Tell me. What's your observation? This is interesting. Now, this is a real example. There was not 74, but this clearly elderly person in McDonald's. Me and Shindy were there pre-Star City, just grabbing a coffee or whatever. And I was apni lady. I was like, "Why did you see the kaam ki karte hain?" I was really interested. And she's like, she's like, "Paise nahi hai." I was like, "Okay." She's like, "Otherwise, I'm bored ho jandi hai." So I just wanted a job, and I was like, "I get that. Fair play, respect. That's a different thing. That's not. She doesn't need the money, but she wants mental stimulation." I was like, "Yeah, got it."
Yeah, but it's actually really good for your mental. I get it, to have a job or to have hobbies or go and do things. But imagine if you're old and all your friends are starting to die off around you.
Yeah.
Well, and you're the last one left. You're thinking, well, what's left now for me?
Podcasting.
Yes. That's why I always say, I want to go first, because that way I don't have to pick up the pieces after,
First out of who, sorry?
Out of everyone. If I go first, it's great.
Your luck when it comes to things.
It might happen.
It's not very good. No, so
no, it might happen. Because I've got so many health problems. It might happen.
No, see, that's what's going to be funny. Me, Sanj, and Shindy will all leave, and you will be left here. Oh my god! Oh my god! This lonely man. Oh,
you're sat here screaming into the abyss.
You're gonna be so ducky. Oh god.
Yeah.
Look, he's thinking about it now. Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah.
Oh man. Cello.
All right, last seg.
Cool.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. What happened was
I'm gonna tell you
onto the BBC.
BBC.
Berkshire or Berkshire. Apparently, I got that wrong.
Sorry, why do you keep getting it wrong?
Berkshire.
It's Radio Berkshire. Say probably Radio Berkshire. I mean, you're the guy who says Bath and grass, and you can't say Berkshire. Come on, man.
Listen, I code switch. Okay, I code switch. I can't help it. Everyone code switches. Talking shit if you don't. Thank you. It was good. Thank you. Shout out to Rena. Thank you for having us. It's very good. If you guys want to check it out, go on to our Instagram, go on to our link tree, whatever you want to call it. Click on the link in our bio, and it's all there. It tells you the timestamp to skip to the show. Click it, enjoy. About the day itself, it worked out. It moved pretty quickly, and it got in hindsight.
And what? Oh, in terms of actually landing at the gig.
In terms of getting it done, and we're like, oh, you only work on Mondays. Well, we could do it on Zoom.
And then we're looking at this. Was like, okay, can't do it. I asked you. Remember, I think it was Monday. I was like, you want to go tonight? You're like, no, I didn't go.
Yeah, I was like, tonight, what are you doing, man? I got work, right?
I was like, let's go, man. Let's go. I was like, YOLO, Tika. Let's go Vegas. What? Like, Vegas, what?
Next week's Easter Monday. You free? You're like, yeah. I was like, interesting. Okay.
I just feel like, it's the year, isn't it? We're landing, we're growing, collabing. Let's do this, baby. Now, what I thought was really interesting is I think some people who listen to our stuff who are not from the UK perhaps think that there is only one BBC studio in the whole of UK, like the BBC, yes. Like the yeah, go and do it.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a bleep test. That's a different sound. No, but that isn't it.
I don't know where you were going with it.
Yeah, the countdown thing. You know, when they show the countdown, but it's not really. You know, they show it's like 60 minutes or 60, and you're like, that's not real. They're skipping time here. This isn't real. This is only like 1 minute long, but they showed it like from 30 seconds, but it's only like 1 second or something.
I don't know what you're on about right now, bro.
Do you know when it's coming up to the hour?
Yeah.
On BBC, and do you know the countdown before they get to war wages in
Donald Trump. Yeah.
And you know the countdown bit? It's like they show the countdown timer, but it's not the actual timer. Watch it next time.
Correct.
Yeah, you know what about it. It starts at this time, it's fake time. Anyway, so I think people thought that we were there in the heart of it, like in central. Where is that? Like, where is that, Indy?
I actually don't know where the studios are, you know. I know the main BBC studios is in central London, like in Oxford Street.
Oxford Street, okay.
But I don't know where the other studios are. The one that we went to was a smaller one.
So there are regional ones, but that being said, it was a really nice experience. But what you do appreciate then is obviously independent platform, we talk as long as we want. It's great. When you're on the radio, I thought we were just getting warmed up. Yeah, we did 2 segments, and I was like, "Yeah, what's the next one?" He's like, "Thank you for having us. Thank you for being here." I was like, "Oh, मैं गड्डी इत्थे 2 घंटे चलाई थी फिर
44 minutes
20 मिनट लगा ली थी फिर 2 घंटे back. Great, yeah, nice हो गया.
Yeah, it was good.
Very nice.
No, I enjoyed it, man. Hopefully we'll have Rena on in the future just to have a chat about things. Her life journey is really fascinating.
Very interesting.
And yeah, man. Me and Karan had a great time. Thank you to everyone who listened and sent us lovely messages. Those that shared their thoughts on it. Super cool, super helpful. And yeah, just overall feeling really, really ecstatic. Very happy about it. Afterwards, we got some nice KFC. Actually, speaking about the topics in there. Yeah, the two of you flipping cornered me about how I eat my roti, or how all of a sudden I am a nutrition expert. No. I'm not nutrition expert. I know a little bit.
Basically, you're a Punjabi food basher. No. Can't be in the dal because dal is not for anybody.
No, dal is meant to be rubbed into your legs, as doctor said. Right?
That works. Yeah, that definitely works. Dal nahi khani chahiye. No. Can't wait to take you to India, mate. See what you get there.
I've been to India a few times. I know exactly what you eat. It's fine. I can eat the Indian food. It's not a problem. It's just
this is the point that people don't get. People think you hate Punjabi food. You need to delineate this point. Indy likes and enjoys Punjabi food.
I thoroughly enjoy parothe. I thoroughly enjoy dal. I enjoy
roti. I enjoy my wife's gobi.
I enjoy chole bhature. Okay. I enjoy butter chicken. Right. Standard dishes are all there. I just don't like gobi, but that's different. Okay.
I don't like my wife's gobi.
Or karelle. Hate karelle. Right. Anyway, pull that to the side.
Why would anybody eat karelle?
Why would they eat those little crocodile
things, man? Stinkiest, ugliest looking thing. I see it. I see people eating a roti. I'm like, what are you eating?
When it's put on your plate, you look at it and you're like, how am I supposed to say it's hot?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, I think of people who eat it are cannibals. I look at them like, you're eating flesh. Like, yeah, what is this thing you're eating?
Don't get it.
No, I don't get it either.
Don't get it. So anyway, how you feel about karelle is how I feel about gobi. Okay, I just don't like it. Don't like it.
Can I offer one thing? You have to try this. It's not that extreme. It's not like we're going to dye your beard ginger, which we're also going to do. But gobi in a toasty, just try it. So good.
I've tried many things in a toasty before. Mum used to put sabji in toasties way back in the day when it was like a revolutionary thing. It was banging. Absolutely banging.
Do you mean like a proper toaster maker, or do you mean like just
No, I mean like a toasty you pull down the press.
Oh, it gives you like a triangle sandwich.
Yeah. So cool. So cool.
Yeah, that is the one.
That was revolutionary, man. Like when you had the toast, you're like, oh, lunch is going to be sick. And you have that, fucking dump some ketchup on the side. It was great. Yeah.
Ketchup. Yeah.
It's fantastic. But there you go. That was my feelings towards food and being sabotaged by the both of you, which is always lovely. I like Punjabi food.
Yeah.
Punjabi food is good for you. It's high in fiber. Just don't eat too many rotiyan. And enjoy eating
roti the way Indy eats roti.
And just enjoy eating 1,500 grams of lentils to get 20 grams of protein. Okay, thank you.
Oh my god. He just does not leave this god. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਾਂ ਦਾਲ ਹੀ got to eat ਇੰਨੀ ਦਾਲ ਖਾਣੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ Oh god,
so there we have
it. Man. Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun being in the studios when you see the little thing saying BBC Berkshire. You're like, oh man, this is actually a thing.
Oh yeah, what happened to you, bloody? We do podcasts every week, and then you shit yourself 2 minutes before we go live on air. Did a piss. You did a piss. I did a piss. I need to go back for Banapashab.
I need to go back for Banapashab, man. It was bad.
So
and the worst
bad.
thing is, it was in that disabled toilet, which is like vocal. So the doors are like a bit hollow, and you could hear the full like, yeah. You heard my jitter whistling. It was bad. It was bad. There you have it. I was like, I'm very nervous. Yeah, it hit me. I was like, oh shit, it's BBC, man. This is like, it's a big deal.
You know, everybody's going to be listening. And then nobody listened.
Yeah, it's fine. No, I didn't think everyone's going to be listening. To me, it was a big thing. That's all. I hyped it up in my head. Yeah. But afterwards, on the way home, I had a bit of a panic attack. I was like, whoa, we just did that. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. This is the thing where Indy goes, he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. You just did that. Oh, okay. Did I say anything bad? No. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah.
Profanities. No profanities. No.
I held my profanities in. There are places when I listened back to it the other day and I thought, oh, I was about to swear there. I could tell the cues. I was like, yeah, I didn't say it. Very good.
Very good.
Karan, how did you feel? Monumental moment?
Onwards and upwards. That's it.
Do you want your radio show?
Somebody asked for that, didn't they? Yeah. I would enjoy that. Guys, if you're listening out there, we've recently seen that BBC Asia Network have taken on one of our former guests, Jaspreet. Yeah, behind the Netra. I think she has a segment called Chill, isn't it? BBC Asian Chill. I think that's what her show is called. So yeah, if you're listening to this and you like our vibes and you listeners want us to have a show, first you can't say no problem. BBC
Drop
Walsall.
me message. Thank you.
BBC Walsall. Yeah, ठीक है. All right. Yeah, ठीक. हिंदी में थे move हो जा. Yeah, move हो जाते. Yeah, okay. ठीक है. आजा फिर. Yeah.
Oh God, people, thank you for listening. We will catch you next week. I think next week you might have another guest episode. You might not. Let us know about last week's guest episode with Preet first. Tell us if you liked it. You know, that'd be great.
Who else do you want on, man?
About it.
Tell us
who else you want on. That'd be fantastic too.
ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦਲਜੀਤ ਨੂੰ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ
If you got to connect, introduce me.
We have actually many connects, man.
We do. We just don't want to take it yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the rest of our episodes here and don't forget to subscribe here. We'll see you guys on the next one.